If you're at the gym trying to do seated cable rows, whether it's seated cable rows or seated banded rows, and your back hurts, right? You have a herniated disc, you have a bulging disc, you have been fused, or whatever sensitivity you might have in your low back, and you're trying to add in more back exercises without blowing your back out. If that's you, I wanna show you 3 reasons why your seated cable row is destroying your back and how to fix it to do it absolutely pain-free. And this is your first time here, my name is William. I run fitnessforbackpain.com, where I teach you how to overcome chronic back pain from disc bulge, disc herniations, or post-surgery by mastering your mindset, improving your movements, and building smarter strength. We're gonna talk about a lot of awesome things today when it comes to the seated cable row, but if you want to learn how to get back to the gym, get back to doing what you love as fast as humanly possible, I want you to grab a guide that I created just for you. It's at fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. I'm gonna show you everything I know when it comes to using movement and exercise to get back in the gym, but ultimately get back to doing what you love to do without constant chronic back pain. So the first major issue I see all the time when it comes to seated cable rows, everyone's seated cable rows, whether it's machine or set up at the house, looks different. But these 3 things can really apply to all of them. So if you're doing any variation of a home version of this, or you're at a commercial gym, the rules still apply. The first one that I see people do all the time, and it has to do with the shearing effect of what happens when you're actually doing seated rows, okay? So an example of this is as I'm sitting here, nothing's going on. Hopefully I'm in a good neutral position as best as I can. As I go weight bearing, so I grab these weights and I start to pull, that actually creates a shearing effect in the sensitive area of my back. So let's look at me. I have a ruptured L5-S1 disc with degenerative discs above that site. The shearing effect, which is small, but the shearing effect happens if I'm stabilizing myself, keeping myself nice and rigid, and I'm trying to take a weight and not just lift it off of the stack, but now I'm trying to pull it. There's a separation effect going on. What you want to make sure you're doing before you lift off is to obviously brace. So quick breath out, brace the core. Make sure your low back is turned off. You're not trying to brace from the back, but brace from the abs. From there, you wanna make sure that you're not trying to crush your spine with your brace. There is a dialing that you have to do when it comes to core brace, and find out what is the best aggressiveness for you and your core brace. So in action, I'm gonna quick breath out, I'm gonna start pull, and if I notice that I'm really trying to bear down and really trying to crush here, but my low back hurts, bring it out some. Don't squeeze so hard, don't brace so hard, and see if a lighter brace works better for you. The second big issue that I see often with the seated cable row is too much extension in the low back. What happens is when you get set up, you get yourself going, maybe 1 set, 2, 3 or 4 sets in. As you're doing this rowing, you're extending the low back. Maybe you might lose your core brace, whatever's going on. Ultimately, you're pulling your chest out because you think doing that's really gonna emphasize the back. So you extend the low back, which ultimately is crushing that area in the back. So if you have a sensitivity back there, facet joint issues, whatever sensitivity you might have, getting into this position, taking a bunch of weight, not respecting the shearing effect, but now, not only that, are you overextension here, trying to pull and really get that back activation going. You don't have to get into so much extension to make this exercise effective. Bring your ribs down, shoulder blades back and down. Lock those 2 things in, and as you're pulling, I want you to think about not trying to cheat or get too much of this going to get more of a pull. I want you to keep yourself nice and neutral and locked in. The third and final tip is probably one of my favorites. It is the most powerful aha moments that a lot of my clients experience, and it's during the transitions of the exercise. These transitions are when you first pull off, you pull to your chest, and then you go back down. And then it's just repeating. Boom, pulling off, going back down. Those are the transition. The point where I'm pulling off the weight, I'm going weight bearing, and I'm pulling it to my chest, and I'm going from my chest back to a completely stacked weight stack or whatever you're doing, back to the floor. The transitions are a place for breakdown. As you get tired, as your just brain shifts from keeping a good brace, keeping a good position, it shifts to I'm just trying to get the reps done, or what's going on afterwards, or should I go with the hot sauce or should I not go with the hot sauce at Chipotle after my workout? Like your brain starts going in other directions. So what you wanna make sure you are doing is be so dialed in and so focused on the intricacies of the exercise that you are controlling the entire movement. So transition one, making sure brace is on, not getting into overextension before I even pull off. But as I'm pulling, I'm gonna start slow and I'm gonna control that pull all the way to my chest. Same thing here. Once I get to my chest, I'm not just gonna go, I'm not swinging, using momentum. I'm lifting off, pulling slow, no momentum to pull. Pull, 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 pull to my chest, no momentum, no breakdown of my form, and coming back, especially at this point here, when I'm already weight bearing, I'm gonna go touchdown and then transition back to pulling. You're slowing those transitions down, way down. So nothing is changing. The only thing that's changing is where the weight's at, right? Or where that resistance is at. That's the only thing that should be changing. Nothing should be broken down. Nothing should be shifting or moving around during those transitions. If you can dial in those transitions and make sure they are perfect, spot on, and without any kind of blemish, you'll be good. And it'll revolutionize the way you experience these seated rows. Those three things are probably the top three reasons why you are having pain. So let me know what you think. Let me know which one was the biggest aha moment for you. I know for me and a lot of my clients, it's the transitions point. That transition teaching is just really revolutionizes the way people experience any kind of exercise, but specifically here on the seated row. If you want to take your pain-free training to a different level and really understand the nuances of exercise, movement, and actually seeing long-term relief and getting back to what you love to do, without investing thousands of dollars in chiropractors, massage therapy, and cupping, go to fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. It's a free guide, it's yours. You can take it, keep it, refer to it every time you step into the gym or anytime you kind of have a flare up. You can kind of adjust and make changes to see results. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training, and I'll see you on the next episode.